What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the latest news. It was actually released on Friday. I just didn't have the time to right away make a video. It came out just before streaming. I talked about it on stream as well. And I'm actually very invested in this one. I think it's going to be really dope. They basically announced that the Italian tech tree is a thing that is on its way. And they released a video. It's about 9 minutes 20 long. Link in the description if you guys want to see it. They go into like extreme detail and blah blah blah. And basically I'm here just to talk about the new mechanic that it's introducing and the new tank that they're introducing, like they usually do. And we haven't had this in a while, I guess. Let me just think about it. Usually, I literally can't remember the last one. I guess it might be the Poodle, but the Polish tech tree is also pretty much, for me it was news that the Polish tech tree was a thing, and that they were actually making a whole freaking tech tree out of it. But they also say that in this video that the Polish tech tree is also coming. But the Italians have a new mechanic that is the autoloader. And they're introducing it like they usually do with the tech trees, where they introduce a premium tank before they release the tech tree. And the premium tank that they're going to introduce is the Progetto M35 Mod 46. So, to give you an indication of how it looks like, there's a couple of like low-res pictures here. Let me put them up on screen. As you can see, it kind of reminds me of like a stock Leo kind of thing. Obviously, it's like a European design, and that's also something they say in the video is that this tank was never fully built, but all of the design that it goes into the tank, like all of the parts were a thing, and they put all the parts together to make the tank. So theoretically, it could have existed. Not that it really matters to me. I'm okay with having paper tanks and stuff like this. And by paper tanks, I don't mean the armor. I mean, you know, if it was only built on paper, I don't really mind seeing those kinds of tanks as long as they bring something interesting to the table. So not Japanese heavies. All right. Anyway, these are the super test stats for now. I mean, it's a tier 8 medium, so what you're gonna see is, 1400 hit points, fairly standard. The armor is obviously not that great. 80 turret armor, depending on how good that gun mallet is, could be decent, right? That could be absolutely decent. They don't say anything about the gun depression, but they say that the tank is built around gun depression and, the new mechanic and speed. So I'm hoping it has like 8 or so gun depression, so you can actually use the turret. The turret also looks fairly smooth in regards to like weak spots on top, so if the gun metal actually works, that'd be nice. The whole armor is 60 and a 30-20. What that means is that, yeah, you're fairly fragile. You're not at CDC levels of fragile, and you might actually be able to bounce whilst hull down some of the tier 6 and 7s that you meet. But anything else will pretty much chew through you like butter. It has 390 fuel range, which is nice. 55 top speed, 20 reverse speed, 212 base pen, and 259 let's say gold pen. And if that's APCR, that's pretty damn good, right? 212 to 259. If it's APCR, that'd be nice. If the 259 is heat, which I don't think it is, but if it is, that'd be kind of sour. 240 alpha, it's the same old alpha on almost every other tier 8 medium. And this is the stats that are also really interesting. Dispersion of 0.32 is excellent, and aiming time starting at 2.01 is also really, really good. Now here is where the new reload mechanic comes in, is that the reload can either be 9.59 seconds or 16 seconds. Now you might be wondering, what the fuck? If you haven't seen the news yet, how does that work? Well, they show you obviously in the video, and I'm just gonna, play that whilst talking over it. I skipped ahead to the part that, matters the most kind of thing. So they actually show it here. Let me just full screen this, and you can see if you shoot everything at once, then you have to reload for a longer time. And if you shoot it once, wait for the reload, it's 9 seconds. If you go like that, and if you keep shooting, it reloads for you. As you can see here, And if you shoot while it's still reloading, it also hampers the reload. So it's a really cool new mechanic that is going to be for the Italians only. This is, or at least the tanks with the new mechanics only. And as you see there in the end there, as he fires that shot while it's half loaded, it doesn't count as loaded, and then the whole reload takes longer. Now, somebody on Reddit did the math on this one. Pizza17, thank you very much. So 3 shells in the magazine, total reload time is 9.59. Right, that's 1500 DPM with 2.5 seconds interclip, so 2.5 between the shots. So 1500 DPM is very, very low. Now, if you need to reload 2 shells, you know, if you, or it's kind of hard to tell, then, you know, it's 11.83 seconds and 1200 DPM. If you go all the way down to 1 shell, I think this is. So if you shoot twice, then the reload is 14 seconds, right? And then on an empty magazine, so you shoot all of your shots right after one another in 2.5 second interclip. So in 5 seconds, you shoot all 3 your shots, right? You shoot 2.5, you shoot 2.5, you know, there you go, 3 shots. Then the empty magazine, so if you're totally empty after doing that, you have to reload for 16.3 seconds, which only gives you below 1000 DPM. Now, so far, this seems fairly reasonable, you know, just like somebody here says as well. And this seems fairly reasonable because it kind of gives you a totally new mechanic to play with, obviously, but it kind of gives you the freedom of, you know, kind of, you know, you can still play a Ridgeline tank, shoot once, reload 9 seconds, shoot once, reload 2, and, you know, the damage buildup is not going to be that great because most of the other tanks reload a lot faster than you. But then, if you actually need to punish someone on, let's say, 400 health, you can go in, shoot, reload 2.5 seconds, shoot, and he's dead, because that's like 480 alpha on average. So it's gonna be a mechanic with a relatively high skill ceiling for the look of it, and we gotta really have to play it to see, you know, how it will really work. Like, it's always hard to you know, look at the video and get a feeling for it. But I'm really, really surprised that Wargaming is coming up with something like this, as in like introducing a whole new mechanic to an Italian branch. I think that's really dope. And there's a couple of other things that are interesting about this, which is that in the video, a screen captain as well, he says, "This is where I need the girls from the holiday ops," with like a little thinking cloud kind of thing. And for those who don't know, the holiday ops, the Christmas ops, you can recruit the girls until March. Which leads me to believe that this is pretty much a hint that the Italian tank will come out somewhere in February, right? Or maybe in March, but before 1.0 releases, I think. Because I think when 1.0 releases is the point where you can no longer recruit and use the Christmas deals that you have there, right? So if you haven't recruited them yet, like I haven't, because I couldn't think of anything to put them in. This gonna be perfect, because they also say in the video that the layout of the tank is 4 crew members, and that's gonna be the same across the tech tree. So you're gonna be able to train your crews, and they're probably gonna be like radio commander guy, you know, loader, gunner. And then, or well, you can have everyone, I guess, and like a driver. So I'm guessing the commander is gonna be a radio guy and commander. That's usually how these things work in these kind of European tech tree lines. And then you're gonna have 4 people, and then you can train them up with the premium tank that you can buy before the tech tree comes out. So when does the tech tree come out? I don't know, but I think this tank will come out maybe in February, but either with the release of 1.0, but then it doesn't make sense with the whole girl crew thing. So you can expect this fairly soon, and you know, it's in development, and they say that they're playing around with the numbers and stuff. But I think they're actually pretty close to just releasing the tank. And like I said, I think this is a fairly good indicator that we'll have it within 4 to 5 weeks. So I'm pretty excited for it. I think the whole mechanic is pretty damn dope. Another kind of Easter egg kind of thing. It wasn't really much of an Easter egg, but the Daily Bounce actually checked what model tanks they show on the screen whilst they're working on the Italian tanks. And so yeah, he says, whilst I can't confirm the vehicle, the tier of each vehicle, some are quite easy to guess where they will be. So these are all the ones that he can see on the screen, which is a Fiat 3000, and then Carro Armato in all kinds of shapes and forms, and then an Unsalado Fiat P43 bis. So it obviously lends heavily from some other nations in the early start, and then you know I think the Carro Armato, you can definitely find some pictures of it, and the P43 bis was projected in real life to be a heavy tank. So I don't know, like Harkonnen thinks it will either be a premium or maybe a tech tree for the heavies or something like that. But yeah, and these are all medium tanks. So yeah, a little piece of information there. You should, by the way, always check out the Daily Bounce. It's a really cool blog run by Harkonnen, somebody from our community basically. He's in the chat every once in a while. Cool guy overall. Definitely check out his blog. And yeah, that was about it for today's video. I'm really hyped for the Italian tanks because I like fast tanks. I don't really care too much about armor. I like autoloaders as long as they're short reloads, and this is kind of like an in-betweener. So for me personally, this is kind of as far as it looks, this looks like a tech tree for me. I like fast tanks. I like tanks with a little bit of gun depression. I don't mind low alpha tanks at all. And like I said, autoloaders, I absolutely love autoloaders as long as the reloads are not like 50 seconds or something like that. And this seems to be kind of in between. So, you know, single shots will still have an advantage in overall DPM. Autoloaders will still have the burst. And this is kind of like an in-between with maybe a little bit of a higher skill ceiling. Maybe it's really easy, like we'll have to play it first. But by the looks of it, it seems to be, you know, a little bit of a higher skill ceiling to use. And yeah, I absolutely love what they're doing here, and I'm also really surprised. I literally didn't know about the Polish tech tree, so I guess they're not gonna do a special autoloading thing for the Polish. Maybe the Polish will get their own little shtick, but they haven't really talked about that in the video. It might just be, let's say, a regular tech tree. So maybe your Poodle crew will actually get to do something. I wonder when they're gonna release the Polish tech tree, because my Poodle crew is like up to four crew skills. I think I put a full women crew in there, so. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some of my other videos. And, you know, it's Monday today. If you're watching it on the day that I released the video, I will be live playing World of Tanks the entire evening from 5 till midnight CET. So I hope to catch you guys there. Twitch.tv/Circon, as you also can see in the bottom right. Link is in the description as well. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone. Peace out.